right? So I was saying to myself, I was like, well, I'm not on the medicine. I don't need the medicine, right? Now I'm thinking I'm doing good or whatever. And then I've noticed probably about 2 weeks, I would say. I've noticed I'm like, wait a minute, because I kind of like try to track my sleep, and I'm like noticing like I'm not really getting 8 hours. And I was like, and then I was like, okay, Wiley, wait a minute. Like I'm not really getting like 8 hours. So sometimes I kind of like record myself sleeping. I'm not really. I remember when the last time I tracked my sleep, right? I'm literally getting like 3.5 hours, 4 hours worth of rest. And in my mind, I'm thinking it was 8 hours. It wasn't. And so, I was like, oh my gosh. Um, Now, when I do the medicine, and this is what I told my psych doctor, I said, when I do the medicine, I don't really sleep. Like, when I do the medicine, can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know. You said no sound. The sound ain't working? Oh my gosh. Can y'all hear me? Okay. All right, y'all can hear me. So, the medicine, it was helping with the sleep. So, literally, I got up and, okay, literally, I had got up. Oh, there we go. It should be better now. I had to get off this Bluetooth. Let me know. It should be better now. So literally I have gotten better. Let me know if it should be a little bit better now. Let me know. All right. So when you're on the medicine, you know what I'm saying? It's you get I'm sorry, I have my speaker, my headphones. I get the 8 hours, but more than 8 hours though, because I just sleep. Like when I take the medicine, oh my gosh, I am drained. And then my only fear is I'm like, oh, you got to go back. Okay, we got to try this medicine, try that medicine. And you got to understand, I'm entertaining people. Like my energy is a part of is a part of my brand. And so when I stopped taking it, I was like, okay, my energy is good. Like I'm in my zone. But when the medicine, my energy is off. Like my energy is off. Like I'm sleepy. And I can't be entertaining. My jokes is off. I can't hit my jokes. I can't. It's off. It's like I'm tired. Like I'm just ugh. And so, but on the other hand, I'm sleeping. It's like I'm getting a full rest. But it's kind of like difficult when I'm trying to do shows because I'm kind of like a little drained. So, and then she was like, well, let's do it again. We can try to put you on something else. And I got to go through the whole thing all over again. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. But you know what I'm saying? It's something because I'm an entertainer. And so I have to be on my A game. Like I gotta entertain. It's difficult for me to try to entertain when I'm sleepy. I will never forget. I don't know. Make sure y'all send this to Monica from All About the Tea. Send this video. Somebody put this in Monica's DM. So I remember Monica from All About the Tea. All About the Tea, right? She had me on her show, and we were doing we were just talking, right? Talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. No, it wasn't Real Housewives. The Real Housewives of Potomac. And I was Madison. I literally woke. I've slept over probably over 8 hours, and she called me. She's like, "Well, what's going on?" I said, "It's the medicine. It's making me sleepy." And I was so embarrassed that I didn't want to share that. Like, oh, the medicine that got me off my A game. Like I was there, but I wasn't there. Like that medicine had me so freaking tired. Like that, it just had me tired. And I didn't want to do the show. I'd be like, hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Wiley Show, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm drugged, and I don't want to be drugged. Like, when I'm off the drugs, and I'm talking about, like, the medicine, oh, Wiley, but the only downfall is because when you have, bipolar, and you have all of these thoughts, and I'm trying to do a lot, very creative. Oh, I want to do this, do this, and it'll take time for you to zone out. Like yesterday, we did back-to-back videos, right? And then I get into the bed, and then I went to sleep, but probably meant to sleep probably about 3.5 every 4 hours, probably, right? And because you have all of this type of stuff, and then you have to be like, oh, you don't want to get manic, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I went to the doctor today, and I was like, okay, you know. And I love the shows. I love those type of shows. Like, cause look at the shows when I'm medicated. It is so dry. It is boring. I'm telling y'all for a fact, it is so boring. And so I get why these celebrities that have bipolar or whatever, why they don't like taking it, because it messes up their creativity. It makes up their creativity. And so I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Like, I'm just in a place like, oh my gosh, like, but I share this experience with y'all because I am a public figure. It's going to help somebody else. And then when you go there, well, are you hearing thoughts that you want to delete yourself? No, I don't have those thoughts. I'm living my best life, you know. But I know from my history that I got to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know sleeping matters because in the back of my head when I was in Green Oaks Hospital, the doctor told me, he said, if you don't sleep, you know, you can have another breakdown. Like, if you don't sleep, it's not good. You can have another crisis. So I'm like, oh. And so, you know, but when I'm in, and then I've also known in Chicago, I was sleeping 8 hours. Like, I was sleeping 8 hours, like a full 8 hours rest. It was a schedule of, and I don't know, maybe because the kids was there and I was, you know, it was a schedule. They get up for school, whatever, help clean the house and help take my grandmother, and then go to work, and then I'm tired and I'm sleepy. So I sleep a full 8 hours. So maybe it's that. But here in Texas, a little different. There is no schedule. I'm in full control. There is no kids. It's like nothing to burn it. So I use all that energy on YouTube, try to burn it, and then be on the phone, updates, looking for story, look at the other stuff. And then that's why like turning the phone off or putting on do not disturb and see because in Chicago I've noticed I'm sleeping 8 hours. I'm getting up, it's a schedule. And so when I like Google bipolar, like, it's very important that you on a schedule. So in Chicago, I'm on a schedule. In the morning, get up, shower, breakfast, do this morning show, go to work for 8 hours, come home, eat dinner, go bathe, sleep for 8 hours. Like, I get that. Like, it's a whole schedule. But in Dallas, I don't have that scheduling. Like, I have to work at that schedule in Dallas and see how that would work. And that's like one of the things I love Chicago so much, is because it did help me with my mental health. It did help me with the schedule. Like, it was a great schedule. But here I have to really work at that type of schedule. They say, yes, it make you feel emotional. It does make you feel emotional. You don't want to cry. It's like you feel like a zombie. You do, you know? And it's just like, and then I have to entertain people. I have to be on camera. And then I'd be like, well, let me not go on camera. Then people like, why you don't want to be on camera? Blah, blah, blah. We want to see your facial expression, but it's kind of hard. It ain't going to be no facial expression. It's going to be me zone out. I'm not going to be funny. It's just I can't hit the jokes. Like, I just can't do it. So that's like the only downfall, you guys. So and then the whole thing about it is like seeing like a therapist, which I would love to see a therapist, but you gotta have money for that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I will never forget what Bishop T.D. Jakes said, something very important, that why church is important, because everybody can't afford therapy. He said, yeah, it's great to have therapy if you can afford it. Most people cannot. Like, I look up to Jennifer Lewis. I look up to those people that have bipolar or whatever, especially Jennifer Lewis. I relate to her. But this woman, she did the work. She have the resource so she can call her therapist. She can get on it. Like, she have that. Like, most people don't have those type of resources. We are at the mercy of free programs. And those free programs, their main strategy, medicine. That's it. It's no, okay, therapy. In order to qualify for therapy, you have to be extremely depressed, whatever that means, extremely in a crisis, whatever. So, and what they're telling me, be in a crisis, oh, you can probably get it. But I'm trying to avoid not being in that crisis. Why not give me the therapy now? I just don't understand it. I'm trying to avoid not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to avoid not being in a crisis. You know? And so, and that's probably why I talk about politics so much. And we're going to be talking about because I have to talk about that, because that should be free. What people, if they want to have therapy, that should be free, especially if you diagnosed with a mental illness, right? A diagnosis, right? You should be able to qualify for free therapy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy for me. Like, you're at the mercy of these programs. So, and some insurance cover, some don't. The program, they don't cover it for what I have. No, they do not. No. So we have tried. I've been going through this bipolar battle since 2000. Whenever the library situation happened, you can check that year all the way up to this year. I'm still going through it. I have my highs, I have my lows, I have my good days, I have my bad days, but still I come entertained because I love what I do. I just so happen to have this diagnosis. I didn't ask for it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask for this diagnosis. I didn't ask for it. It just happened. Poof. It just I will never forget it. 20 in my mid-20s. It just happened for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's something I inherit or it's a brain or whatever. I'm really gonna do some more research. I'm really gonna do some more research about it. Like, how did I get this? What happened? Why me? And it's just something, man. It's just really, really something. But I share it on YouTube because I am an entertainer. I love to talk, and I know my quote unquote people that can't stand me, they use that against me, but I don't care. You know what I mean? All right. First of all, Miss Barbara, stop it. Now, see, I'm in here minding my business, talking about my mental health. Now, you see, y'all? See, y'all? I'm trying. See, this is why I can't. You see, Miss Barbara, this lady. Okay, I'm gonna stay focused. So anyway, it's a result of trauma or genetic. I believe it have to be trauma. I believe, and I go back. It was a very traumatic experience. It triggered me. It was something traumatic, and it was something traumatic. It was. I would call it. It was something traumatic. My sister told me that happened to her from my former best friend, Sharma Blake Marlon, when she told me that traumatic thing of her trauma, and she told me that I tried to fix it, and it messed me up. It messed me up in the head almost. You know what I'm saying? And then also I had my own traumas. My mother, being on alcohol. I had so much trauma, and I didn't know it was that much trauma until I'm in the hospital. I'm like, oh my gosh. It happened to me in my 20s, and I don't think the trauma helped. It did not help the issue, and the trauma is still there. Actually, it's worse. And thank God I have a safe space where I can go have a safe space. But yeah, I think it's both for sure. Genetics and also the trauma. Absolutely. I can't really try to focus on that because it's difficult to focus on that because I can't change that type. Well, the past, I can only change my current existence. So my current existence, I get it. I can only change that. I hope you find the help you need. It's rough out here for everyone. It is, but despite all that, I thank God because I can still make y'all laugh. I can still entertain, and I'm still happy. I'm not an unhappy person. Totally, I don't think I'm unhappy. I believe I'm happy. But I do have issues. I do have issues that I'm working through those issues. And I have to work through it publicly. I can't keep it a secret. Why keep it a secret? I can't. I have to share these issues and tell it to somebody. We could work through it together. Anyway, but I do have my issues. But I thank God that I'm able to share it and notice it. And I take it. You know what I'm saying? I take it all in, man. I take it all in. But I would tell you this, though. I will tell you this. I am much better than I was back in 2018, 2019. I'm way much better than that. The Wiley, or I would say Marquise, I'm much better at this moment of my life than I was 2018 and 2019. I can say that without doubt. I'm not worse. It's just that when I have those rocky moments emotionally, it comes like whoosh, and then I try to, and thank God that I know I'm better than what I was because I can see the triggers. and then I try to work through it. And it's difficult when you have limitations of because this is a very expensive type of thing when you talk about therapy, you know what I'm saying? And you just can't go to the doctor every single day. It's a certain amount of time you go to the doctor to see your psych doctor. Again, you're dealing with these programs and it's very limited because it's not that funded like it's supposed to be. So, you know, you have to take the good, you have to take the bad, and then, you know, you have to take the good. And the need is so great. Like you'll be in that lobby for hours, you know, waiting because the need is so great. Best they can, and I have to do the best I can, you know what I mean? So that's how I work so hard to be financially to show the win, not only for that, because you know, to really help with the bipolar, you know, to really help with that. And I'm gonna keep talking about it. I'm